Welcome to Compass Application. I'm Kristen, and I'm excited to show you the new way of financial reporting. This is your online portal, and your reporting process with it is made of 3 simple steps. First, you upload your Excel supporting file, then you make your edits online as needed, and finally, you print out your document into a Word file. Now let me show it in more details. Once logged into your cloud portal, you can easily switch between companies you have access to. Within each company, there's a list of documents that you or your team members have created, and you can select the one you need to work on. You can also create a new document by clicking here or clone any existing document into a new one. It's very convenient when you want to track different versions of your document online, work with similar reports, or roll it forward to the next period with just one click. Once you select the document, let's hit the Edit button to check in. From that point, you'll be able to edit the document, and your other team members will have a read-only access to avoid conflicts. When you're done with your updates, hit the Publish button. It will process all your changes and check you out of the document, so your colleagues can now check in and make their edits. Let's now check back in and see how we can edit the document. As we said in the beginning, it all starts with your Excel reporting file. During the onboarding process, our team will help you set it up in a proper way in order to maximize the automation level. Once you upload it here, a list of your accounts will show up on the number screen. They are organized here by levels, and you can expand or collapse each level as needed. For each of these accounts, you can insert dynamic fields into the document. Such fields will be automatically updated anytime you upload a new version of your Excel file. You can see all the inserted fields being highlighted across the document. Those highlights are illustrative only, so you can easily distinguish dynamic fields from regular text. The highlights won't go into a Word file, but you can always turn them off and back on. If you need a dynamic field for some accounts-based ratios, you can manually create a variable and set up a formula for its calculation. You'll be able to further adjust this formula when needed. Note that you can use this search bar to quickly find an account or variable you need to work with. In each document, you can answer a few questions on Profile screen, which will further enhance the level of automation. For example, you can enter your company's name and select different dates in your reporting periods. All these answers and dates could be added as dynamic fields across the document, which will be updated anytime you change your responses here. To insert such fields, you should go to the text screen, select any of the profile questions or dates you want to create a field for, and insert it into the right place in a document. On this screen, you can also insert dynamic fields for footnote references, which is very convenient as it keeps all references updated when you add or remove certain footnotes, or just decide to change their order. The last thing on this screen is what we call captions. Captions are essentially text rules that you can establish for any account or variable that you currently have in the document. For example, you can have your P&L bottom line name switch between net income and net loss automatically based on the result in each period. As you can imagine, this could be used in many other cases as well. In order to add a dynamic field into a document, you need to select the respective object and put your cursor to where you want to add a field. Then click the Insert Field button, and, if it's a number field, select a respective period. For any inserted field, you can edit their display settings with Alt-click on the field on Windows, or Option-click if you're a MacBook user. Such display settings are different depending on the field type. For number fields, you can add such things as prefix, for example, a $sign. Flip the sign of the field, depending on how you want to present it. Choose the way to show field when it's 0, and manage some other things. For date fields, you can choose a format for your date output. These are, for example, 2 fields created for the same date, but their display settings are different from each other. Note that you can also set up default display settings for all the new fields that will be added from that point on. Such default settings are managed separately for each type of field. For number fields, you can manage them here on the number screen, and for all other fields, you need to click the same button on the text screen and choose the type of field from the drop-down list. If you click on the content screen icon, you can easily navigate within your document. where content is organized in 3 different layers: parts, footnotes, and sections. Parts are generally used for the main forms such as balance sheet, income statement, and cash flows. Every part always starts from a new page in the Word file, and you can manage page orientation and margins separately for each part. You can also edit headers and footers for each part, which will show up on the top and bottom of your Word file pages. The disclosures part is a bit unique as it contains an extra layer underneath it, which we call footnotes. Footnotes generally don't start from a new page, but they are automatically numbered so you can add dynamic references to them, as we saw earlier. For every part or footnote, you can move it within the document, rename it, clone or create a new blank one, and also delete those that you don't need anymore. Within each part and footnote, you can see separate sections once you click on that respective part or footnote. You can move each section up or down, create a new one, or delete those you don't need. You can also choose a visibility mode for each section. When it's set up as Show, it will always be visible and printed into a Word file. The Hide mode will make a section grayed out online and it will not go into a Word file. When you set it to an Auto mode, the section will be automatically hidden when all the number fields in it are zeros. With that feature, you don't have to manually remove sections that are not applicable in certain periods and add them back again next cycle. For all sections that are hidden and won't be exported to a Word file, you can make them visible but grayed out online, or collapse them. Let's now look at the formatting ribbon in the upper part of the screen. We organized it in a friendly way for Word and Google Docs users, including all functionality needed for financial reports. Any formatting edits you make in the portal will also go to the Word file that you'll download as a final product. In the text block, you can change all your text font settings. The paragraph block helps you manage alignment, indentation, create lists, and set up spacing between lines and paragraphs. In the insert block, you can add special characters, create a table, or as we saw earlier, insert dynamic fields. Let's add a table and look at how its formatting works. In addition to all buttons in the text and paragraph blocks on the formatting ribbon, there are many additional functions that are used for tables editing. We summarize them all in a table pop-up menu that shows up when you click on a table cell. It's conveniently organized in a 3x3 matrix. Clicking on the first button, you can insert fields. It's the same one we have on the formatting ribbon. We also added it here for convenience. In the first column, we also have buttons to add and delete table rows and columns. The second column in this menu allows you to merge or split cells and manage cell alignment and margins. In the last column, you have everything about table formatting, including the cell background color and borders format. It's also important to mention that all standard shortcuts work in the online portal, such as Ctrl or Command-C to copy selected text, and Ctrl-V to paste it, as well as Ctrl-Z to undo the last action. To undo or redo the last action in each section, you can also use these buttons instead of shortcuts. Now let's look at the last portion on the formatting ribbon, the View block. We actually already talked about most of the items here. Just to remind you, this button toggles between the document view and its headers and footers. This one expands or collapses all hidden sections so they can or cannot be seen online. Earlier, we talked about these illustrative fields highlights that could be switched off and on. You probably also noticed that we use different highlight colors for different number periods and for all non-number fields. This is done to facilitate your review process. The last button in this block is also very helpful for the review. It allows you to turn on a formula mode for all fields so you can make sure they are created for the right object. When everything looks good, or you just want to see your work in progress in a Word file, hit a download button and get your file ready in seconds. Make sure to always click Publish before that, so all your changes are captured in the Word file appropriately. This now concludes our quick overview of the application. Thank you for taking the time to explore Compass with me today, and if you have more questions, just let our team know. At Compass, we're always happy to help you find the right way to get your reports done.